The Incredible Hulk, released in 2008, is an action-packed film that follows the story of Dr. Bruce Banner, a brilliant scientist with a dangerous secret, as he struggles to control his anger-induced transformation into the Hulk, the pursuit of a cure, and the relentless hunt for Banner by the military and a formidable adversary. The Hulk's origin story begins with scientists Bruce Banner and Betty Ross working on a radiation resistance project. Something goes wrong, and Bruce transforms into the Hulk, causing chaos and injuring people. General Ross, Betty's father, holds Bruce responsible and starts hunting him down to find a cure and control the Hulk's power. Bruce Banner, hiding in Brazil, maintains a quiet life, focusing on learning Portuguese and controlling his emotions to prevent transforming into the Hulk. He works at a factory, mostly doing odd jobs. However, a small accident with his blood falling into a bottle destined for the USA hints at the constant danger he faces. Bruce, unaware of the tainted bottle, intervenes to protect a coworker from troublemakers. Using Portuguese, he warns them not to provoke him when he's hungry. Bruce escapes trouble when the manager appears. Later, at home, Bruce contacts Mr. Blue, an American scientist, to work on a cure for his condition. They discuss experiments and the need for more data, but Bruce hesitates to go to New York due to the risks involved. He glances at a photo of Betty, his love interest, and despite his reluctance, he sent a blood sample as requested by Mr. Blue. At the Pentagon, General Ross learns about a gamma poisoning case linked to Brazil. Stan Lee makes a cameo as the poisoned man in Ohio. He assembles a team led by Emil Blonsky to capture a scientist who stole military secrets, warning them that the scientist will fight if confronted. Later that night, commandos raid his apartment but find only pillows in his bed. Bruce hides in Martina's apartment below. When he finally escapes, Emil Blonsky spots him, leading to a rooftop chase, with Bruce narrowly avoiding General Ross along the way. As Bruce is chased, he accidentally runs into the gang from the factory, and they all join the pursuit. Bruce hides in a factory but is found by the gang and attacked. When his heart rate rises dangerously, Bruce starts to lose control. However, just as the leader is about to deliver a final blow, Bruce transforms into the Hulk, defeating the gang. The military troops, led by Ross, open fire on the Hulk, but their bullets have no effect. Hulk escapes into the jungle after defeating them. Later, Ross and his team investigate Bruce's apartment, while Blonsky demands answers but receives no explanation, only instructions to leave town as they prepare to depart. Bruce wakes up near a waterfall, confused about his location and his torn clothes. He learns he's in Guatemala, hitches a ride to town, and then makes his way north into Mexico to find new clothes. Blonsky persuades Ross to reveal classified information. Ross explains that they resurrected a World War II program called Super Soldier for biotech enhancement. Banner and his team worked on it, leading to an accident. Ross claims Banner's body now belongs to the government. Blonsky suggests he'd like the enhancements, and Ross hints at the possibility. Bruce arrives at Culver University to find his old lab but encounters security guards. He spots Betty, his ex-girlfriend, with her new boyfriend Leonard Sampson. Feeling defeated, he seeks refuge at an old pizza parlor and asks for a place to stay and a job. The next day, he works as a pizza delivery guy and visits the science lab. He bribes a guard and tries to find data on his experiment, but discovers it's gone. Bruce informs Mr. Blue and leaves the lab. Bruce is about to leave the pizza place when Betty and Sampson arrive. Betty spots him, and Bruce escapes, hiding behind a dumpster. Betty learns the truth from the owner and later finds Bruce walking on a highway. She gives him the experiment data on a drive and offers him money and a ride. Meanwhile, Ross prepares Blonsky for an injection of a serum. Blonsky, determined, tells them to proceed despite the anticipated pain. The following day, Bruce and Betty are on their way to the bus station when Bruce sees soldiers closing in. He warns Betty to leave and flees. Betty pleads with General Ross to stop, but is ignored. Bruce hides in a library, swallows the experiment drive, and transforms into the Hulk when cornered by soldiers. Hulk battles them, but Blonsky joins, and a fight ensues. Blonsky eventually got knocked out and seriously injured. As the gunship arrives, Betty rushes towards the Hulk. Hulk throws a piece of the statue at the gunship, causing it to crash and create a massive fire. Hulk shields Betty from the flames, but she passes out. Hulk growls at Ross, turns away, and leaves. Later, Ross's team takes Betty's belongings from her house. Sampson confronts Ross, pointing out that Hulk protected Betty while Ross put her in danger. Ross claims he prioritizes her safety, but Sampson, who can tell when someone is lying, insists that Ross is the bigger threat and now understands why Betty never mentioned him. In the Great Smoky Mountains, curtains. Betty wakes up in a cave during a thunderstorm and finds Hulk nearby. She calms him down like a mother comforting a child. The next morning, they head to town, get a motel room, and buy a car with money from pawning her mother's necklace. Bruce secretly sends the data chip to Mr. Blue via a public computer. However, Ross's team, with S.H.I.E.L.D's help, traces the email to Empire State University. Meanwhile, Ross is surprised to find Blonsky fully healed and eager for another confrontation. Betty and Bruce are on their way to New York, and Betty asks what it's like when Bruce transforms into the Hulk. Bruce explains it's intense and that he wants to get rid of it. They sneak past a police checkpoint, take a boat ride, and arrive at Empire State University, ESU. Their cab ride to ESU is wild, and Betty gets angry at the cabbie's behavior. Bruce suggests techniques to manage anger, but Betty doesn't want to discuss it. Betty and Bruce meet Samuel Stearns at ESU. They discuss the experiment, with Stearns warning that too much could kill Bruce, but Bruce counters that too little could harm Stearns. They recreate the experiment, drawing out the Hulk and injecting the antidote, successfully transforming him back into Bruce. Meanwhile, Blonsky, feeling transformed, joins the soldiers for deployment, expressing his newfound power. In Stearns' lab, he reveals disturbing experiments with fetuses and Bruce's blood. Bruce and Betty insist on destroying it, but Stearns is more interested in fame. Suddenly, a sniper shoots Bruce, and Blonsky knocks him out. They take Bruce away, and Betty leaves in anger. Ross threatens Bruce before he's taken away, vowing to imprison him if he's responsible for what happened. Blonsky knocks out Spar and asks Stearns to transform him like Bruce. Stearns agrees, warning Blonsky of potential consequences. Blonsky consents, and Stearns starts the procedure. As Betty and Bruce share a moment, the transformation occurs, turning Blonsky into the Abomination. He wreaks havoc in the city, and the military contacts Ross about the Hulk. Bruce realizes what must be done and jumps out of the chopper. He and Betty share a final kiss, and he begins to transform as he falls, ready to face the Abomination. Hulk and the Abomination clash in a destructive battle in the city. The military intervenes with a helicopter. The helicopter crashes, and Hulk fights off the Abomination. The battle leads to a construction site where the helicopter catches fire. Hulk extinguishes the fire with a sonic boom. As the Abomination attacks with a chain, Hulk wraps it around his neck but stops when Betty intervenes. The Abomination is knocked out and left with Ross, while Hulk roars in frustration, evades the military, and escapes to the coastline. A few days later, Betty visits Liberty Island, feeling melancholic as she gazes at the Statue of Liberty. She receives a notification from her camera showing a picture of Bruce with a half smile and the message "low battery." The camera then shuts off, leaving her nostalgic and saddened by the memory of their time together. In Bella Coola, Bruce prepares to send Betty her mother's necklace. He reflects on the importance of control and meditates. When he opens his eyes, they are glowing green, hinting at the potential return of the Hulk's power. On the other side, in a bar, General Ross is approached by Tony Stark. They discuss Ross's pursuit of Banner and the Super Soldier program. Stark mentions putting together a team and asks Ross if he's interested. Ross, intrigued, asks, "Who's we?" And the movie ends here. Thank you for watching, and I highly recommend watching the entire movie as it is incredibly enjoyable. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel, so you can stay updated and receive notifications whenever we upload new videos.